Alright, hey guys, welcome back. Hope y'all are doing alright. So today I got a beautiful song for you. This song always gives me goosebumps, makes me tear up a little bit every time I hear it, and it's just so pretty. It's just solo piano, and Christina Aguilera and her wonderful voice really make this song, and the orchestral part and the crescendo at the end, man, it really hits home whenever I hear this song. So I arranged this for guitar. We're not going to try to copy the piano exact. We're just going to do this kind of like Jimi Hendrix R&B style. And the song is really just 4 chords, just B minor, A major, G major, and D major. And we're just going to use those 4 chords and embellish them using some thirds and sixths out of our pentatonic scale, and just try to coax some of the vocal melody out of that. So we start out with this intro. I'm not trying to do what the piano's doing. When he starts out, he hangs on a D major. He's kind of going like... kind of does that little kick into the beginning, but we're just going to do some harmonics. So just get 12 on D to 7 on G, float your finger over it, do that 4 times. If you stay up on the tips of your finger, you can keep both the notes ringing together simultaneously without muting them out. Okay, then we're going to get into our first B minor chord. Have 7 on the low E, mute out the A, have 9 on D, bar G and B on 7. I'm not going to play the high E string on any of these chords, so we're just going to be barring G and B. Alright, that'll be your first chord. Then we're going to do some of the vocal melody, right? Alright, so what we're doing is we're in the key of D major, and we're going to use D major pentatonic. We're just going to slide up these thirds. We're going to have 9 on G and 8 on B. Slide up a whole step to 11 and 10 on G and B. Then go back to 9 and 8 and hit that twice. Alright, so we have... Then what we're going to do is we're going to slide into a G6. I'm going to have my thumb on the low E on 3. Mute out the A string, have D on 5, 4 on G, and then 5 on B. And I'm going to hold my index finger down on 3 on B the entire time, because later we're going to get to that G major triad, so it just makes it easier to keep your finger there on the B string, okay? So slide into that, strum it twice, hit the low E with it. It really makes a difference if you get the low E in there with it versus just hitting, right? And then from here, after you hit it twice, we're going to slide up to D and B on 7, just mute out the G string. It's the 6th interval, right? Then slide back from 7 on D and B back to 5. Then we play our regular G major triad, okay? Thumb on 3 on the low E, mute out the A string, 5 on D, 4 on G, 3 on B. And I give this chord a vibrato when I hit it, just hit it twice. Then after we give this vibrato here on this G major chord, hit that twice. We're going to go from D major to A major. And we're going to do this little lick in between. Alright, so far we get... Okay, then here we're going to hit open D, 2 on G, 3 on B, use your index and middle finger. Hit all 3 of those together with the open D. And we're going to hammer on and pull off from 2 to 4 on G. Then pick D on 4 to 2 on G. And after you pick 2 on G, we're going to pull off from 4 to 2 to open on the D string. That'll lead us into our A major. Alright, so then your A major will be open A, 2 on D, G, and B. Then we're going to put our ring finger down, or whatever finger you want, on the B string on 3, hit that D note, make it an A sus4. Now when he plays this on piano, he goes straight to the sus chord. I think it sounds better going from A to the sus4. Alright, so we have... Alright, and I'm just strumming the chords in between just to keep the rhythm and flow going, just so there's no gaps when you're playing by yourself here. And then we get back into B minor and we do the second go round. Okay, everything's going to be the same the second time except the intro part. We're going to change the vocal melody a little bit. Instead of going, we're going to go, I'll be the one. So slide in after you hit B minor, 7, 9, 7, 7. Slide in those thirds from 9 on G and 8 on B. Slide it up a whole step to 11 and 10. Then go back, just hit that once. Then hit 9 and 8 on G, B, and bar 7 on G and B. Then everything will be the same. Okay, the third time, we're going to come up to B minor, and we're going to do that Anywhere I Will Follow You part, right? Alright, so we have our B minor. Same thing, we're just going to slide from 9 and 8 G and B to 11 and 10. Go back to 9 and 8. Bar G and B on 7. And then from here, go ahead and bar that D with it. And we're just going to slide in. We're basically sliding in from a first inversion of D major up to a first inversion of G major. So just have 9 on A, bar D and G on 7. Slide into 14 on A and bar D and G on 12. That'll be our G major inversion there, okay? So we have... And then we're just going to pick that, arpeggiate that chord a little bit. Then pick that 12 on D and G once, slide to 14, and slide back to 12. And then we're going to slide into a D major chord, okay? So we'll have 10 on the low E, 12 on D, 11 on G, 10 on B. Alright, so we have... And then I'm going to hammer on and pull off the G string from 12 to 11. Just hammer on and pull off. And then I hit 12 on D to 11 on G. And just go back to that D note on 12. And hit that D, and we're going to slide down to our A major. Okay, so then we have A major, 5 on the low E, you got the A, 7 on D, 6 on G, 5 on B. We're going to do that same lick. Alright, so we have... This time it's going to lead us back into B minor. So after you hammer on and pull off from 5 or 7 to 6 on G, then you hit 7 on D, hit 6 on G, back to 7 on D, and once you hit that 7 on D, slide up to 9, go right back into your B minor, okay? Alright, so you'd have... last part, when we get out of that, it's going to be the same thing we did in the intro. Okay, so do the same B minor, do the same thirds pattern, slide into our G6, do your 6th interval slide, hit your G major twice, do your D to A lick, then we're going to hit A sus4, and this will lead us into the bridge. Okay, so we're going to have slide in, I just kind of slide in on the low E on 10. You can slide in the whole chord, whatever you want to do, right? And then I just smack the chord, and then I'm just going to arpeggiate it a little bit. I'm just going to go D, B, G, D. Give it some vibrato. And I'm just going to walk up these thirds to lead us into A major. So we have 12 on D, 11 on G. Then we're going to have 14, 12 on D and G. And then 16, 14 D and G. Okay, and once we get here, we're going to slide that pattern all the way down. Alright, into our A major. Just really slide down that D note. And hit your A, 5 on E, 7, 6, 5, D, G, and B. Give it a little stab. Then do that same kind of pull off. I just hammer on pull off 7 to 6 on G. Hit 7 on D. And then I just pick B, G to D. Okay. And then I'm going to slide up and we're going to go from D to B minor back to A. And we're going to land at G major, right? So you have okay, so after we walk up, we're going to go 12, 11 on D and G. Then we're going to go 9 on D to 7 on G. And then we're going to go 7, 6, D and G, right out of your A major. Hit 12 and 11 twice. Actually, we just hit it once. Okay, and after you go from 7, 6, D and G, we're going to play your C shape of a G major chord, but we're going to leave out the root. So just bar D down on 7, have 9 on D, and 8 on the B string. We're going to play this lick here. We're going to hammer on and pull off D on the B string on 10th fret, then hit 7 on G, then pull off 8 on the B string after you hit 7 on G, then hit 7 on G again, and then we're going to pull off 9 to 7 on D, alright? Alright, so after you do that little pull off, it's going to lead us right into our first inversion of D major, okay? We're just going to have 9 on A string and bar D and G on 7, okay? So after you get into it, we're just going to hammer on to 9 on D, keep D and G on 7 barred, hammer on pull off 9 on D to 7, then hit 9 on A, back to 7 on D and G. Then we go back to A major, right? And then I'll just suspend it and put down my pinky on 7 on the G string. Alright, so that whole little part we have. Okay, then we're going to get out of it. I kind of mess with the timing a little bit, but we get back to this A after we go to D. I just give it a little muted. And then I put my pinky down, 7 on G, suspend it. I'm going to walk up these double stops. Okay, we're going to have 7 to 9 on D and G, and then 9 to 11, and then from 11 to 14, and then from 14 to 16. Alright, so after we slide up those little double stops, we're back at B minor, and then we're just going to repeat all the things that we did in the beginning, right? Same thing, same vocal melody. Okay, then we're going to play that the same on the A chord, the A sus4. And then I'm going to do 2 licks I'll show you that I do different. Everything else would be the same. I do this walk up the second time I do this lick. It's basically what we did getting out of the bridge, but it's just a longer version. So we're going to hit D and G on 4, slide up to 7 on D and G, to 9 on D and G, to 11 D and G, to 14 on D and G, to 16 on D and G, right? And you got to get it right away, like as soon as you hit that A, get right on it. Okay, then back into your B minor. And then we just kind of lighten the touch a little bit towards the end. Here's another version of that lick that I do when I walk up. I'm walking up in thirds right out of your major pentatonic. I'm going to slide in. I have 3 on B and 4 on G. Slide up to 6 and 5 G and B. Then slide into 7 on G and B. Use my pinky and ring finger for that. Then slide in from 7 G and B to 9 and 8 G and B to 11 and 10 G and B, right? Back into B minor. Okay. Okay, and that's everything, right? That's everything we've done. So, like I said, man, it's really just 4 chords. We're just kind of embellishing them all, playing licks in between them. So let's go over everything really slow from beginning to end. I'll just play through one main part of the verse and then one part of the bridge, and then we'll do the ending little part here. Then we go into the bridge. Alright, so that's the whole tune, right? So that's everything we're doing, and you can kind of start throwing in your own little licks. There's a lot of room to throw in a lot of cool things. I kind of had to narrow down what I was doing so it wasn't too busy, but there's a lot of other options you have. It's just a really fun song to play. It's really pretty. It works really well playing along to it. You just kind of have to adjust your tempo because they kind of ebb and flow speeding up and slowing down throughout it. But that's everything, right? So hope you enjoy it. Practice slow, have fun. See you next time.